Hey, how's it going guys? I'm Dom and welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'll be reviewing the Soundcore Liberty 4NC. I've been using the Soundcore Liberty 4NC as my main earbuds for a few weeks now, and I've tested them in a number of scenarios. How did they cope? We'll discuss that later in this video. But first, if you are new here, I make tech and gadget reviews, so if you're into all that, I highly recommend subscribing to my channel. Now, this video could have not been made possible without the help from my friends at Soundcore, who kindly sent me these out to try out and make an honest review about them. Now, one of the key selling points of these is that they come with Adaptive 2.0 ANC, which performs real-time calculations that detect and create a noise cancelling curve tailored to the user's ear and environment, which should give you a great ANC experience depending on what environment you're in. Now, Soundcore claims that we can reduce noise by 98.5% with these, which I think is actually really good, and this is also certified by SGS. Now, based on my own experience of using these in my daily life, the one thing I'm going to say is that the ANC on these is incredibly impressive. I mean, put it this way, last week I was using these at the local train station, and not only did they completely block out all of the announcements that were going on, it nearly made me miss my train because they changed the platforms. Obviously they made quite a few announcements, but if it wasn't for a notification on my phone, then I wouldn't have known that they changed the platform. So these blocked that out incredibly well. And speaking about ANC, when you're actually on the train as well, they performed extremely well. I mean, they blocked out just so much of the noise. And one of the things I like about it is the fact that you can actually select the train environment in the app, which will tailor your ANC experience to a train ride. So it will concentrate on blocking out the noise from the engines, I guess, and the tracks, which I think is really cool. Speaking about travel, these will give us around 10 hours of playtime each, and if we combine the charging case with that, we're going to get about 50 hours, which I think is very reasonable. Now, I haven't tried using these for 10 hours straight, but I haven't had to charge them in over a week's worth of use, which to me is actually pretty cool, and I've used them quite a lot. Now, one of the things I like about the battery on these is the fact that 10 minutes worth of charge will give you around 4 hours of battery life. So if you are in meetings all day, or if you're using them because you're traveling all day and your battery does actually run out, you can just put them in for 10 minutes to charge and that'll give you an additional 4 hours. I think that most earbuds should have this as an option, but I know that they don't. Not all do. And I'm happy to say that, yeah, these actually do. Moving on to see what we get inside of the box. Okay, so Anker has kindly sent these out in two different color variations. We've got this really nice looking cool sort of blue, which just looks really nice, and we have a more traditional looking black color here, sort of maybe dark gray. I guess we'll have a look. One thing I'm already liking is the fact that, the fact that it's not plastic, I guess, but the fact that it's easily opened. Well, say that. Yeah, easy enough. Okay, so my first impression is that it is actually quite large. We'll take a closer look at that a little bit later. First we have to see what else we get inside. So it seems like you also have some documentation here. See if we can take that off without ripping it. To show you what we have. And I failed miserably. So yeah, as I thought, just basic legal information there, as well as a quick start guide. Obviously it does come with an app which is worth downloading. We'll take a closer look at that a little bit later. And it also comes with a pretty standard USB-A to USB-C cable. It's not a very long one, but I guess that's all you need. And if we take a little bit, well, you can't even take it out, to be fair, which is actually pretty cool. You got your small, medium and large ear tips here as well. And take a closer look at the actual earbuds themselves. Wow. Obviously you have your USB-C charging. This is a very interesting design because you can actually do this. Watch that. Watch this. I am going to play with that a lot. I think I really like this sort of design. And I also do really like this solution to the case. I mean, the case does look bulky, but it actually looks really cool as well. Let's have a look at the earbuds. So this is what an earbud looks like. And I don't know if you can see it, but as an earbud itself, it is kind of bulky. Obviously, you got the stem on it, which is, yeah, quite bulky, but they feel really premium. And to be fair, they also look it. I'm intrigued to find out what the blue ones look like now, to be fair. Take that off. Really like that. And one thing I've just noticed now is I've opened this and the notification for it has popped up on my phone. Let us move on to the specs. So I've got the specs listed right here. So in terms of noise cancelling depth, they are minus 50 decibels. These are also SGS certified, which means that they can cancel up to 98.5% of the surrounding sound. Which, based on my own experience, these are phenomenal. They are high-res certified. They have Hear ID sound, which is like a personalized EQ. They've got 6 mics. In terms of the driver, it's a custom 11mm dynamic driver. It's got an app that's actually really good. In terms of colors, they are available in a black, white, pink, navy blue or light blue. And these obviously have ANC. It's one of the main features of these earbuds. And the ANC that these features is 2.0, which adjusts noise cancelling level according to personal ear canal as well as the environment, which I think works incredibly well. In terms of dimensions, the charging case itself is 57.2 by 57.2 by 30.5 millimeters. Then the earbuds themselves are 33.2 by 21.1 by 25.2 millimeters. They support the Bluetooth codec SPC, AAC, and LDAC. And the version of Bluetooth that these use is 5.3. The range itself is 10 meters, and they have water resistance level of IPX4. In terms of the battery type, the actual earbuds use a lithium battery, whereas the charging case uses lithium polymer batteries. And the earbuds have 55 milliamp hours, whereas the charging case itself is 800 milliamp hours. One of the main features I absolutely adore about these is the fact that it supports wireless charging, which I think is brilliant. I've actually been charging these on my Google Pixel stand, and that seems to work. And that seems to work really, really well. And in terms of battery life, these earbuds will last around 10 hours, with the charging case lasting around 50 hours. And most importantly of all, they support a fast charge. So it's a feature that most earbuds these days should have. If you run short, you should be able to quickly recharge them so that you are able to use them after a short period of time. So these will give you 4 hours with about 10 minutes worth of charge, which I think is really, really good. So let us move on to my thoughts. So I've been daily driving these for a while now, and I think that these are absolutely phenomenal. I mean, in terms of sound quality, I'm a huge fan of there being a lot of bass. I'm a huge fan of clear audio, and these deliver that extremely well. You really do feel that bass, and you really do feel the clarity of the sound. You can also hear all the instruments incredibly well. And yeah, combine that with the brilliant ANC that these provide, as well as a high-res audio, and I think that these are an absolutely great purchase. Now, in terms of mic quality, I've been using these for all sorts of meetings and phone calls. I've been using them for calls on my laptop, I've been using them for calls on my phone, and they have worked incredibly well for that. And the best part is that these support multi-point Bluetooth, which is something that I think a lot more manufacturers should support. Basically, to cut a long story short, if I'm working on my laptop and I'm listening to music on these and a call comes in on my phone, I can simply pick up the phone and not have to worry about taking out my earbuds, because both of the phone and the laptop will be connected to these at the same time, which is just such a nice thing to have with earbuds. But yeah, speaking about calls and call quality, here's what the mic sounds like. Yeah, so I am now talking through these. Personally, I haven't actually heard what they sound like, but I guess that's something for you to decide. So let us know in the comments, what do you think these sound like? So yeah, to summarize my final thoughts on these, I think that they are an excellent set of wireless earbuds and they are highly worth my recommendation. Just as a reminder, if you are interested in getting yourself a set of these, check out the link in the description of this video where you'll find yourself a nice deal. In terms of sound quality, I am definitely giving these a 10 out of 10. The same goes for the active noise cancelling, definitely a 10 out of 10 from me. I mean, the fact that I nearly missed my train has definitely got to say something about how good and how powerful the ANC on these is. In terms of the style themselves, I really like the design of this case, but the one thing I do feel lets them down just ever so slightly is the design of the actual earbud. I mean, don't get me wrong, these are really stylish earbuds, and I actually do like the design of these, but as a rule of thumb, I'm not a huge fan of the stems. That's just my personal opinion, and I guess some do argue that if earbuds have a stem, the mic is actually closer to your mouth, which makes them a little bit better. But it's not a huge issue. That's just my personal opinion on these. Yeah, I mean, just look at that. Even with that light, it just looks so cool, and I just know I'm going to be constantly playing with them doing this. I absolutely adore that little feature. But yeah, as a whole, I think these are brilliant, and I would highly recommend it. So yeah, that's it from me in this video. If you like this video, don't forget to give me a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel for more great content. That sort of thing does tend to help small channels like this get noticed by the algorithm. And yeah, shrink the noise wherever you go with the Soundcore Liberty 4NC. Till next time.